How to prevent the development of narcissistic traits in children. So to prevent the development of narcissistic traits in children, parents can adopt certain approaches and foster an environment that promotes empathy, healthy self-esteem, and respect for others. Here are some steps that can help. Number 1, model empathy. Show empathy towards your children and others. Let your children see your understanding and you understanding and caring about other people's feelings and needs. Number 2, teach emotional intelligence. Help your children recognize and express their emotions in healthy ways. Encourage them to talk about their feelings and validate them. The validation is something that needs to be learned of how and what, and in ways on how you can do that. So if it's a lie, obviously don't validate. You can express that you understand, but make sure you don't validate things that are lies, because that can cause more narcissism or cause that lying is okay to do because you'll be validated even if you lie. So that's something that needs to be more in depth. So it's fine regarding their feelings and validating how they may feel, how it's so important to uncover why they might feel what they feel. Is it a feeling that is real? Did they make it up? Did they make up a story? So I find The Boy That Cried Wolf is a really good one in that sense of teaching the dangers of lying and how it can really destroy people's lives or your own life. Number 3, set boundaries. Establish clear and consistent boundaries. Teach your children that while they are loved and valued, the world does not revolve around them. So as babies, this was really important. They cry out for milk, they cry out for their nappies being changed or going to the toilet, or basically survival needs. So their crying out was really, really important for their flight and fight, because without it, they'd be dead. So as they grow up, if we haven't removed that flight and fight response and that everything revolves around them, it creates this narcissism. So it's very, 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 very important for them to understand that it does not revolve around them in a healthy way. Number 4, promote social skills. So encourage your child to share, take turns, and understand the perspectives of others. So playdates and group activities can be really good opportunities for this, because, learning how to share their toys, or ask like, hey, when you finish playing with that, can I have a turn? Because they might still want to finish playing with it, and that's fine. That's good. Just like we don't always want to share. So in playgroup settings, because it's so many different types of toys or activities, it can be really good for them to say, like, to learn, like, hey, after you finish playing with the ball, can you please give me the ball? I'd like to play with it. Or can we play with the balls together? Can we kick it together? Can we throw it to each other? Can we roll it to each other? Right? So playdates and group activities are really good to nurture that the world doesn't revolve around them, especially if they're the only child, if they haven't had that much of interaction with other children their age or older or younger, however it is. Really, really, really encourage your children to develop the sharing and taking turns and understanding the perspective of others. Like, hey, with snatching, and if the child's not ready to share, explaining like, hey, sometimes when you want more time with your truck, and so once you've finished with it, then you're happy. Once you've dug out that section, etc., once you've dug out that big mountain, you're happy to share. So it's okay. They're just taking their time. They just want to play with the toy longer. So it's so beautiful and vital to understand other people's perspectives. Number 5, reward pro-social behavior. Praise and reinforce behaviors that show consideration, cooperation, and generosity towards others. Number 6, practice humility. Teach your children the value of humility. Help them understand that everyone has strengths and weaknesses, and it's okay to make mistakes or missteps and learn from them. Number 7, avoid overindulgence. While it's natural to want to give your child everything, overindulgence can lead to a sense of entitlement. So teach them the value of hard work and earning rewards. I love this quote by someone. It was, don't give them what you think you wanted as a child, like material things. Teach them the things that you felt as a child that you needed to learn in order to understand the world better, in order to understand yourself better, in order to understand other people better. Example, what I personally have really found rewarding is to see people's actions instead of their talk. Because I was falling so much for the talk that I didn't see the action behind it because I trusted the talk. Because when you're someone that, when they say something, follows through as much as possible and expecting that behavior returned. So that is one that I teach my children and have been mindful to teach them, that everyone can say whatever they want and that's fine. Please see that their talk and their actions connect and they correlate, because talk is cheap. Number 8, encourage independence. Teach your children to solve problems on their own and to take responsibility for their actions. This builds self-efficacy and reduces dependency on external validation. So important. Just the dangers, as we can see with adults, for external validation. Like when you breed this kind of codependence when they're young, it breeds that they can't live without you, they can't cook without you, they can't breathe without you. Anything happens, they feel like they can't do it without you. Whereas you want them to know and see that they have all the tools within themselves. Yes, you'll be there if stuff happens, you'll support them, etc. emotionally. However, this feeling of them feeling like they're worth nothing without you is very detrimental. This codependence of they can't make a phone call without you, they can't go to this appointment or that. It's fine for safety. However, please teach them that it's within them, that these skills are practiced. Picking up the phone and calling to make appointments or to resolve things is important. It's important to teach these skills. If you die tomorrow, if your partner dies tomorrow, if both of you pass away tomorrow, you want them to feel like they have the skills within them to do what they want in their life, that life is not worthless without you, because themselves, they're enough. It reminds me of Khalil Gibran's quote. It's something like, they're given to you, children are given to you to become their own. They're not for you to kind of, it's such a good quote. Let me just have a look at it because it's just so beautiful. And I had it on my fridge for a long time to just remind me and to cope with the changes that were happening in our family dynamics. And so here is the quote by Khalil Gibran. Your children are not your children. They are the sons and daughters of life's longing for itself. They come through you, but not from you. And though they are with you, yet they belong not to you. I just so beautiful because, yeah, it's their own life longing for themselves, to discover what their dreams are and what they want to achieve. It's not this whole, oh, I didn't get this dream accomplished, so now my child or children are going to accomplish it because I didn't get to be a lawyer or a doctor, blah blah blah. I'm going to put the pressure on them to do it. That may or may not be their life's mission, so let them flower and grow into whatever they want to grow into. It's like this beautiful, holding space for them, but letting them fly. Like when the bird is on the branch and, it's just learning to fly, and when the parent knows it's ready or it has to learn, that it's going to die, and give it a little push, and it's like, you need to learn how to fly. And so, yeah, I love that quote. It's just, building that they can do it. They're worthy. They have all these skills within them. We want to empower them to be the best that they can possibly be. Number 9, foster gratitude. Encourage your children to be thankful for what they have and to show appreciation for each other's kindness. So when we are having meals, we will sometimes ask, what are you grateful for today? Or when we're in the car trip, we'll ask, what's something today that happened to you, or moments today that happened to you that you're so grateful for? And I love this practice because today afternoon, as I served lunch, such a beautiful sweetheart, he's like, oh, that looks so beautiful and so colorful. Thank you so much. And I was like, oh, that's so yummy. Thank you so much. And then the other day, it's like, oh, it looks like it came from the restaurant. And wow, it tastes so amazing like a restaurant. It's just so beautiful at showing that gratitude because we enforce it. Like, example, yesterday night when they watched, I think it was 1 or 2 episodes of Phineas and Ferb. And then I was like, okay, it's time for bed. We got to wrap up. And they're like, oh, like, no, like, why? And I was like, well, are you grateful that you got to watch what you wanted to watch? Or you rather not watch what you wanted? And then that reminded them to foster the gratitude. And like, oh, yes, thank you for the time that we did get to watch. That was really beautiful. We did really enjoy it. So whenever there's that whinging and etc., like, I can understand. So it's like, I understand you wanted to watch more, and I completely understand that. However, it's so important for you to get your rest through the night. You're growing, you need your rest. It's important for your mental growth, your physical growth, your emotional growth, your psychological growth. So it's so important. And I understand you love Phineas and Ferb, and I love the show. It's so funny, all the creativity and all the little jokes and stuff. So I understand. However, are we grateful for what we have, or are we going to be whinging about what we feel like we should have? So this beautiful fostering of gratitude, because we are so blessed. Shelter is a blessing. Food is a blessing. Water is a blessing. Safety is a blessing. Warm clothes is a blessing. With everything, all the different things happening around the world, we are so blessed to live where we live, to have this access to this technology that we're able to listen to this on or see it on. So fostering gratitude, there's so much to be grateful for. I'm so grateful for my warm bed. I'm so grateful for my blankets. I'm so grateful for my pillow. I'm so grateful for my health. I'm so grateful that my children are safe, happy, healthy. They're growing so beautifully, that they have access to transport. So when you get into a gratitude rant, there's just so much to be grateful for. So fostering beautiful gratitude. Number 10, consistent consequences. Apply fair and consistent consequences for negative behaviors. This shows that there are limits to what is acceptable. Example, let's say if they've left, I don't know, the lid off the toothpaste, right? Or they've put toothpaste all over the sink. Now, it wouldn't be fair to say, hey, because you did that, you can't go to grandma's or nana's, or you can't go play in the park, because that's not fair. It's not like the natural consequence. So the natural consequence would be put the tap on the toothpaste and put it back in the drawer wherever it goes. Yep, so remind them, bring them over, let them know why it's important, health, hygiene, etc. If it's toothpaste wasted on the sink or smothered everywhere, give them the cloth. Teach, if they're young, then teach them how to clean it up, etc. If they are earning money, etc., you could make a financial consequence of like, hey, this costs this much, you use this much of it, we're wasting resources. So just think about it according to their age. They are more so, because age is very relative to there's circumstances where ages are stunted. So it's more, can they comprehend their consequences? So according to their comprehension of consequences, it'd be more accordingly of how much they can understand of what they've done and how that impacts. So you could basically, the cleaning of the sink can be enough depending on their age and their understanding. The closing of the toothpaste lid, bringing them over, putting it away, teaching them about bacteria and stuff flying around, etc. So just, it has to be fair and consistent. And it can't be crazy things like way out of scope, like, as I said, not being able to go to the park because they did the toothpaste. It's just way out there and it's not relevant. It's not consistent to the consequence. So if you do say something that is inconsistent to the behavior, please be mindful and come back to it and adjust it. Say like, hey, at that moment I felt really overwhelmed, or whatever it was. Whatever you are feeling in that situation, however you felt when you saw that, because sometimes our lives are like icebergs, like something like keeps mounting up and it can blow up. Or with women, us being on the cycles, like things can be okay to handle different parts of the cycle. So if you want to know more about the cycle, I do have a summary by Dr. Mindy on another video that goes through the different cycles and what to be really mindful of. So during the nourishing week or just at the start of the bleeding, don't be bringing up information that can really basically have a negative behavioral consequence. So just being really mindful of when you bring up things. Number 11, critical thinking. So encourage your children to think critically and to question things constructively rather than accepting things at face value. So this goes hand in hand with the previous one that we had regarding, people's words and their actions and the connections and, thinking things through. There's lots of beautiful frameworks to use as occupational therapists regarding this. So it's more like a mind map, and getting them to have a mind map of like, oh, when this happens, this could happen, or also this could happen. The yes-no kind of flow charts that you've seen around. So it's really beautiful for them to think that, because in the beginning, they don't have so much of a hindsight or foresight to like, oh, if I do this, this could happen, because they're still learning that, same with depth perception, etc. So by teaching them like flow charts, or like making them even think about like, hey, when this happens, this could happen. When that happens, this could happen. And just going with that storyline and the different storylines, and then seeing where they merge or where they don't, can really help them understand the world better. So critical thinking is so vital. Number 12, avoid excessive praise. While positive reinforcement is important, be mindful not to praise your children excessively or insincerely, as this can contribute to an inflated ego. Number 13, communicate openly. Foster an environment where children feel safe discussing their thoughts and feelings without fear of judgment or punishment. So creating a safe space where they can express, where there's times where, hey, they might have lied, but in this space they open up and tell you, yep, I did do that, and congratulating them for not lying. For letting you know now that they were lying. Because in this journey of parenthood, feels like as they're trying to find the best outcome for themselves, there can be dishonesty and gaslighting happening along the way. So when they are in a safe space and they express to you how they did lie at that moment, you can then express to them like, hey, thank you for letting me know you lied, because I really felt this and that way, and I really appreciate you coming to me now and telling the truth. Number 14, lead by example. So children learn by observing. So be a role model of kindness, respect, and fairness in your interactions with each other and with others. And, to be honest, to yourself as well, because the amount of times I have seen women look in the mirror and only see negative things, and then you see the children copying that behavior and only saying negative things or creating the self-hatred of themselves. So it's so important to be kind to yourself so they can learn how to be kind to themselves as well. So find something positive to say about yourself and keep cultivating that kindness. Number 15, teach the value of giving. Involve your children in acts of giving and service to others, which can help them develop a sense of community and compassion. Finally, remember every child is different, and parenting is an interesting task. It's a beautiful journey. So these tips are not guaranteed, but they can guide you towards promoting healthy development in your child. If you do have concerns about your child's behavior, it may be helpful to consult with a child psychologist or other mental health professions to help and assist you in this journey of parenting. So I hope this video about preventing the development of narcissistic traits in children was helpful to you. Please leave comments below of what you found helpful, what has worked for you, and happy parenting.